Hey guys, it's June the 1st, Drutter here. How's everyone doing? I'm going to do a video on my numismatic collection. It's probably more interesting to me than it is to anyone else, so feel free to skip it. There is some overlap, of course, between coins and silver investing, but if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. It's not even really my thing anymore. I still love coins. I just love the idea of coins. I love that coins were pieces of metal, chunks of metal specifically weighed out to a certain weight and then stamped so they were official. And then here you go, here's money. This is just pieces of metal, and you know, metal that we can't find everywhere. Copper is somewhat rare, and silver is more rare, and gold is, well, less rare, I guess, depending on how you look at it, but you know what I'm saying. Coins just really have an appeal to me as pieces of metal. And I got into collecting coins because my grandpa was into it. And when I was little, I'd sit up at the kitchen table with him at night when he would sort through his collection and go through old books and find out what things were worth, and just really was cool to watch him be so interested in coins, and it really got me excited about it as well. So first I got a book to hold my cents, and then I moved into other things like nickels and dimes and quarters a little bit, but I really focused on cents. This book is wrecked. But this starts in 1958, although I do have a couple coins from before then. This is Bank of Upper Canada, before Canada was Canada. There was an upper and a lower, basically Quebec and Ontario. But anyways, this is 1857. As you can see, it doesn't have anyone's face on it. There was no face needed, I guess, back then. Just symbols. I'm not even sure what that is, but this is a guy on a horse with a cape flying out the back and a sword in his hand, and he's trampling a serpent or a demon or something underneath. Kind of interesting. 1 penny. It's a bank token on the top. It's a token. It wasn't even a coin. It was a token. Interesting. Just a big chunk of copper. And they did make a half coin as well at that time. But in 58 they switched over to actually calling it Canada. And as you can see, they didn't do every year. 58, 59, they did a bunch of different variations, and then skipped to 76. I don't know what the H means. It might be the mint where it was done or something. And then 81, 82, 84, 86, 87, 88, 90H, 91, a few different variations. But I don't even know how much these are worth. This is an 1891 with large date. And there's the back. It's Victoria. That's a pretty good quality, or a pretty good condition coin there for 120 years old. I haven't been into coins collecting. I haven't been adding to my collection for a long time. Probably 15 years since I really even looked at this stuff. But they did the large pennies for a little longer. 07, I don't have either of the variations at all. I believe that's a very rare date for the pennies. And I do have the remainder up to 1920, which is when they switched over to the smaller pennies. The same size as we have now, but... one sec. Sorry about that. I don't even remember where I was, but the good news is now I have a better focus. Now I can show you these a little closer up. So these are the 1920s, and as you can see, I do have the entire page. Oh, that's really blurry out there. All these pennies are pure copper, of course. It's funny because maybe in 30 or 40 years we'll be scouring old pennies and saying, whoa, they used to make pennies out of real copper? Kind of the way we do with silver now. People can't believe there was silver in everyone's pocket just, you know, what, 40 years ago? 30 years ago even. I remember as a kid there was silver in every handful of change. Not anymore. You rarely see it. Anyways, I guess these are some wartime coins. There's the 47. There was two. There was a special one, a maple leaf. And what else? That's another full page. Not sure why some are so nice looking. 59. Having really good shape. This is 54, shoulder strap. That's on the queen on the back. They have a different shoulder strap on her dress, I guess. So when did they switch over to the new type of penny? There it is, 1937. They switched from that version to the more popular, well-known maple leaf. I guess they had maple leaves on that one too. We're listening to A Perfect Circle. John from Stella Concepts got me into them. Pretty good. This is Pet, I believe it's called. There's the Centennial version, 67. And 73, 74, 78. These are all in good shape. Now check this out. The book only went to 81. I guess I bought it when I was 6 or 7. And there we go. There's my printing from when I was little. It got a little better. Ooh, that's very neat looking. 85, 86. Ooh, whoa, professional. As a teenager. Anyways, that's really it for my pennies. What do I have? Nickels. I don't have a lot of the older nickels, but here's some, well, they're pretty old. 22, 23, 24. Missing a couple there. Those ones are pretty pricey to pick up. Yeah, they used to be a totally different design. Before 22, they made the nickels out of silver, so they weren't called nickels. They weren't called nickels until 22. I guess nickel wasn't even really a word other than an element type of metal. But yeah, these are all pure nickel. And then when they got into the war, oh, here we go, 37, they changed the design on the nickels as well. Didn't notice that before. 39, 40, 41, 42. That is not nickel. And I believe that's copper. They ran out of nickel in the war. They had to make it out of other stuff. Here's a different one. This is V for victory, I guess. We win! And then they had to make it out of steel, because the economy was kind of messed up, I guess, and nickel was scarce, so that's steel. Then back to nickel again. Missing the 47 dot. There's the 47 maple leaf. '51 nickel commemorative. Cool. Regular 51, except it was steel. Commemorative was nickel, and then went back to steel. For crying out loud. Sorry about that, guys. I'm dealing with something, a personal issue here, so I better go. But I'll quickly finish up this video. I was just going to note that this is a full page, but I'm missing the 64 extra water line. And I believe that it's an incredibly rare version, so it's worth a lot of money, from my recollection anyways. That's why I don't have that one. And 81 was the last year they made nickels out of nickel. And that's it for my nipples. And well, I was going to show you in my my cents here, or 10 cents here. You can see that green ring. The plastic that they used to make these books out of was reacts with silver over time, and eventually you get this green scum that comes off off of your coins into the plastic, and it's like slimy and nasty. So I've taken all the silver out of this. The stuff they make these books out of now doesn't have that type of plastic anymore. Alright, you made it to the end. Congratulations. Thanks for watching, and I gotta go, but I'll see you again soon.